Hey everybody, it's the Herb Guy, and welcome back to Where Science Meets Nature, a channel where we discuss the medicinal value of plants and other natural substances found in nature all around us, with a little bit of science thrown in because we can. Today I'd like to talk about the next part of our series of Herbal Medicine 101, and it's to find the right teacher. Now, I've tried this video like 10 times and I keep deleting it, and there's just not enough that I just can't seem to find the right way to put everything. So I made myself a set of notes, and we're going to go with the notes, and I'm going to try to keep this video fairly short. And the first step of this is you got to find the right person. And when it comes to finding the right person, you have to make sure that that person has some knowledge on the subject. Okay, so they have to know about herbal medicine or natural healing. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be about herbs. There's other ways to heal with nature. You have Reiki and other methods that don't have anything to do with herbs. It's all about healing with energy and just general healing. But you have to find the right teacher, and that can be difficult because we have a misconception that if somebody dresses different from the norm, so you know, I'm talking about those ones that'll wear the muumuu, and we have a friend who can really rock that muumuu. Hi, Kelly. It doesn't necessarily mean that they don't know what they're talking about just because they dress oddly, right? But we're kind of structured as a society to distrust people who are different. And when it comes to people who are natural healers, you kind of think of that woo-woo kind of person that's really out there, and they're hard to listen to or take seriously. But it doesn't mean they don't have knowledge, because Kelly is uber knowledgeable in regards to the medicinal and spiritual value of plants, and she would give any herbalist a run for their money in regards to her knowledge and information about herbs. She can find them in the wild. She knows how to process them, you know. And some people go, oh, well, she just dresses weird, so, you know, it doesn't mean anything. She's still really smart, and she knows her herbs. But, you know, there's that. Then you have other people that look really respectable, and they'll have an alphabet after their name, and that, you know, they should be respected, right? Well, I have a doctorate in herbology or whatever. And come to find out that they really don't know anything about their herbs at all. You know, they use big words. They're okay with using all the big words, and they have that problem with keeping it simple. You know, you want to find somebody that'll keep it simple and talk to you in layman's terms. You know, you don't need to use the botanical name for a plant. Use the common name. Use the, you know, it's very frustrating for people because how do you know? You know, passiflora, you know, passion flower. It's other herbs where they'll throw out the botanical name, and the customer, the consumer, the client, the patient, the whatever, they don't understand the words, so they just rely on that one person. And the downside to that is that kind of goes back with that knowledgeable. You know, we know a person that is more than happy to throw out the botanical names of herbs and in conjunction with giving those to people, but they'll use the same botanical name for two different herbs. And you know, it's like, well, do you even understand the concept of what a name is and what it's supposed to be used for? Because, you know, the two herbs and this just sticks out of my head. The two herbs in particular are wormwood and mugwort, which are two completely different herbs, and they do way different things. But this person uses the same botanical name for both. And that's kind of a scary thought. That's kind of like giving somebody two different medicines if you're a doctor, you know. It's something that, you know, you have to double check the people you know. When you meet somebody that's willing to teach you about herbs, you know, double check their information. Even if you're getting it from me, I tell people, double check my information. Yeah, I do science studies, and I read the medical journals and all that stuff, and I post about that, and I do know about my herbs, but I still tell people when I'm teaching them, double check what I say, because I could be inaccurate, and that helps people to learn a little better. You want to find that person that's willing to give you that information. And you gotta figure, what are they getting out of it? If they're helping you, you know, are they doing it out of the kindness of their heart? You know, are they charging a reasonable amount of money for a workshop? I mean, if you're going to get information, you know, I mean, in reality, you really can't get it for free all the time, other than videos like this. But you make sure the information is good and valid, you know, and yeah, you can pay for it a little bit, but if you can find that one person that's willing to teach you, you know, stick with them and learn everything you can from them. For myself, my journey started, I don't know, 29 years ago, and I kind of followed a man around in Oregon. His name was Truman Burst, or is Truman Burst. He just turned 90 not too long ago, and that man doesn't look a day over 60. He is really, really knowledgeable. He was the one that started me on herbs, and I really love his message. So in regards to natural healing, so he's one of the ones that I follow, and you can look him up. His last name is spelled B-E-R-S-T. But he's also, I mean, one of the reasons why you would want to follow somebody like him is because he lives the lifestyle, and that's also very relevant. If you're meeting somebody that's going to teach you about herbs, or that's an herbalist, or is a natural healer, or anything like that, anything along those lines that's considered quote-unquote alternative, do they live the lifestyle? You know, I know people that are actual herbalists, and they know their herbs and everything, but the minute they get sick, the first thing they do is run to a doctor and grab a pharmaceutical. You know, but they'll tell other people, oh, well, you have this condition, you need this herb, or you have that condition, you need that herb. You know, what's good for thee is not for me, apparently, because they won't use it for themselves. They just tell other people to use it. You know, and so if they're not living the lifestyle, clearly that's not somebody you want to learn from, because that's kind of a form of doublespeak, I think. And you know, they may know their herbs, but there's other values in play there. So, I mean, you want to find somebody that's going to be honest about it, somebody that's going to know their stuff, somebody that's going to be willing to share their information with you. And yeah, if it costs you a few bucks for a workshop or something, yeah, that's kind of worth it. I mean, it really is. You know, this is knowledge that'll help you for the rest of your life. And what we do, the way we do it when we teach people, is really a terrible business model. Because I'll take them out in the backyard and I'll point out herbs that they can pick for themselves and say, look, this is, you know, this is what you've been looking for. You could actually harvest it yourself. You can do it this way yourself. We tend to try to teach people because this is a growing industry. I mean, every other country in the world uses natural healing, and you just got to make sure that when you find that one person you want to learn from, that they're trustworthy, that they're knowledgeable, that they live the lifestyle, and it doesn't matter how they dressed or how they act, right? That's irrelevant, as long as they know their stuff and they can help you gain knowledge. You know, just because you hang out with somebody who dresses weird doesn't mean you have to start dressing weird yourself. But you could be a sponge for their knowledge, and that works just as well. In my next video in this series, we're going to talk about books and the types of books that you can use to get your herbal information, and the types of books to avoid when it comes to that as well. There are certain books out there that you definitely kind of want to stay away from, other than to maybe read as something to not do. Or there are other books out there that have a wealth of knowledge, and they'll help you find the herbs in the wild, and how to process them and all that other stuff. So that'll be the next one. And then the one after that, I'm going to do how you find your information about herbs online, where to go and where to get your stuff. But it's actually kind of chilly out, even though it looks really nice. So I'm going to wrap this video up and get ready for the next one. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. If you like this video, please consider giving it a like and a share. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. I appreciate everybody watching, and have a safe and great weekend.